An immortal woman is a city girl. An immortal woman is a young HO. Whatever you're posting on social media, whatever you're doing, if you don't want your children, if you're a woman and you have a daughter, if you don't want your daughters to do what you're doing, then you really want to think about should you really be doing what you're doing? Because whether you know it or not, you're an influencer. We always have to degrade ourselves and call us things that it just doesn't make sense. You never see words like virtuous or a classy. I'm a classy lady. You never see stuff like that go viral. It's always the stuff that you should be embarrassed about. When you're watching content and then you start to take the bad advice and live your life according to that bad advice. You believe what a stranger says. Ladies, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to react to a video. This video is pretty old. I thought it was new, but I just saw it and I thought it would be the perfect video to react to. This video is with Jason Lee and Young Miami, who's a city girl. I'm sorry for this ringing in the background. I have no idea where it's coming from. Hopefully it will come off, shut off soon. This video is about Young Miami not wanting her daughter to be a city girl. And the word came to my mind, city girl. And I wondered, do people really know what a city girl really truly is? And I would love to react to this video so that I can break down what a city girl really is, what it really means, so that we can not call ourselves city girls, but call ourselves a virtuous girl. A woman of God, a virtuous woman, not a city girl, because it's not something that you would want to be. But I remember when I picked up one of my friends from the airport and she played this city girl song. And it was my first time hearing this city girl song, and it was one of their very first songs. And my mouth just was like dropped open, like, what am I listening to? And it was crazy. I was just appalled. Like, it was very raunchy, very straight up in your face. This is what it is. So let's listen to this video. Let me turn on my screen record.
Comes to you as pretty as she is and says, comes to you as pretty as she is and says, Mom, I want to be a city girl.
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
So Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl?
No. I want her raised totally different. Like, you know, I don't even want her to even see the light of day like that. Like, I really want her to just be like, you know, like level-headed, a schoolgirl, and just on a whole nother ways. Like, you know, I kind of was raised different, so I don't want to raise her up how I was raised. So, you know, I'm a city girl, ain't nothing wrong with it, but I don't want that for my daughter.
That video was short. The full YouTube interview, the full interview is on YouTube, but it's very interesting that she says she doesn't want her daughter to be a city girl. And city girl is her brand. It's the name of her group. It's what she puts out there, but you don't want your daughter to be a part of it. Really kind of struck some question marks and raised some red flags in my head. I want you all to keep this in mind. Whatever you're posting on social media, whatever you're doing, if you don't want your children, if you're a woman and you have a daughter, if you don't want your daughters to do what you're doing, then you really want to think about should you really be doing what you're doing? Because whether you know it or not, you're an influencer. You don't have to have millions of followers to be an influencer. You don't have to be a celebrity to be an influencer. Even if you're influencing one person, you are an influencer. And even though you may not want your daughter to be like you or do the things that you're doing, what you're doing, what your kids see, they will pick it up. They will mimic it. Even though you don't want them to do that, they look up to you. So you really got to be careful what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're posting online. And even if it's not your kids, somebody else's kids, the neighborhood kids, it may be somebody that you work with, look up to you. Not even just children, but people, adults, teenagers. People look up to you. You can influence people older than you. So you want to be careful what you out here doing. So if you're twerking online, if you're posting your OnlyFans, whatever it is that you're doing, somebody is looking at that and mimicking that. Even though you may not want to influence them, it doesn't matter. You are. So be mindful of that. But let's really get into what. Oh, before I get into what a city girl really is, there was this trend. It's called Young HO. Young HO. Yeah. I'm not gonna say the word on here, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I'm saying. And let's watch this video. It's a trend where people are putting these words on their videos or their tweets, and they're calling themselves a young HO. And I was like, man, what? Why? I don't understand why we're doing the things that we're doing. Why we're calling ourselves whores? Why do you want to be a whore? Let's just watch this video. Hold on. It bothers me. It bothers me because where is this generation headed? Where are we going? Where are we going with this? I remember when my dad told me, don't be no whore. I'm saying whore because whore is in the Bible. But he said HOE.
Okay, I made a list of young hoes. Not a list of like actual young hoes, but a list of what young hoes. Because I fear I am a young. I am one of them young hoes. First one, and it's not on here. You can't see it. Young hoes use their trunk as a closet. Young hoes never answer the phone. Young hoes always FaceTime. The one we know and love. Young hoes always cook on high. I fear I am one of these. All of these, I think, most of them I've done. Young hoes never have their physical card on them, y'all. They always use Apple Pay. And it's always because they're too lazy to either find their card or order a new one. I've healed from that one. I have. Young hoes never use rags. They always use paper towels. Young hoes sleep over their alarm, and they have like 5 of them.
Okay, we get it. It's a bunch of different things. All right, let's type it in though so y'all can see the trend. Y'all see it? So we're gonna watch maybe like let's watch this.
It's called the young ho trend. Have you heard of this?
No.
Oh.
Never heard of it.
Young cook everything on high.
I'm dead.
So basically women that are in their early 20s still figuring things out but taking shortcuts to make their lives that much easier.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am such a young. We don't iron things. We just throw it in the dryer and like
Makes sense.
make sure that the wrinkles kind of get out.
Yeah.
Like we've got places to be. You get into the car, you don't wait for it to warm up. You just raw dog
my
it
God, oh
and
my
head
God.
out. I've been doing like this my whole life. I've been young my whole life.
Why we can't just come up with another name for it? Why do we always have to degrade ourselves and call us things that it just doesn't make sense? You never see words like virtuous or a classy. I'm a classy lady. You never see stuff like that go viral. It's always the stuff that you should be embarrassed about that goes viral. Let's watch this.
If you've been on the internet for the last couple of weeks, you've probably heard the term young hoe. And I'm here to explain to you what a young hoe is. So a young hoe is a young lady who doesn't give a fuck about what society thinks about her choices, her actions, and her decisions. She lives in the moment. She lives for the now. She does what she wants.
Okay, all right. So that's what a young HO is, okay? She do whatever she wants. That's what society will tell you. Do whatever you want. Live your life to the fullest. But you know what? What happens when you live your life and do whatever you want? Don't listen to nobody. You start doing stuff that have consequences. Your actions got consequences. You're going to be doing things that's going to send you to hell. You're going to be doing things that you're going to regret. You're going to be doing things that's going to hurt somebody. You're going to be doing things that's going to hurt yourself. You're going to be doing things that could hurt your children, the generations that's coming up before you. Why? Now let me tell y'all what's wrong with this trend. Because you got to live by rules. You can't just be out here doing what you want, whatever you want. You got to have some rules. You have to live by something. If you live by nothing, then you'll fall for anything and you'll go for anything. Let's keep watching. Hold on. What did I do?
Natalie Nunn style. That's what a young is. That is what a young hoe. If you were confused about why is everyone so proud to like call themselves a young hoe, that's why. Because the essence of a young hoe is simply not giving a flying duck about what society says about you, what society says you should do, what you should wear, how you should live, where you should work. A young hoe wakes up thinking, how can I please myself and satisfy myself today?
All right, let me tell you something else that's wrong with self-pleasure. What does God tell us to do? This is the thing that I have. This is why I reacted to this video, because society will tell you this, the world will tell you this, and I feel so bad for the women who just decide their life from watching social media. Because what does God say? God says the opposite of this. If you don't care what society thinks about you, I pray and hope that you care about what God thinks and says about you. I pray and hope. Because at the end of the day, when this is all said and done, when you get done doing what you want, however you want, and you gotta, God forbid, but when we die, what you gonna say? Oh, I watched this TikTok and the TikTok said I should be a young HO and I should do what I want. You can't bring nobody else into it. It's just you and God. You can't bring nobody else up. You can't bring nobody else's name up. It's what you did, what you decide to do, and you're going to be held responsible for your actions. But the beauty about it is that God knows your heart and he knows your thoughts, and he knows everything about you, the inside and out. There's nothing you can hold back from God because God already knows. But to get to implement this type of thinking and living in your mindset, implement this into your life, is just disastrous. Because this is the problem with scrolling on social media. We get too much information. Some of it's bad. Most of it is bad. When you're watching content and then you start to take the bad advice and live your life according to that bad advice. You believe what a stranger says over what God says. And I don't understand. One person made this trend. I don't know who made this trend, but one person made this trend. And then so many people got influenced and followed and chased after the trend. Oh, I'm a young HO. Yes, I'm a young HO. Oh my gosh, I'm a young HO. But what about what God says? Why do you want to be a young HO? Now actually, let's finish watching this because I want to get back on the city girl topic. Which to me, city girl and young HO artists, they mean the same thing. There's such a problem with living in the moment and living in the now. And you're just living and making just reckless decisions based off the now. Oh, some of those choices you won't be able to get back. You can't undo some of the things that you do. That's the problem that I have with that. So you should think about more than just the now when you're out here living life. There's going to be some things that you can actually avoid if you have wisdom. Back to the young HO. Okay, I meant the city girl. Oh my gosh, they both mean the same thing. But this is what let's see what being a city girl really means. A city girl, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but I'm gonna look it up too. But my opinion is a promiscuous woman. Does whatever she wants, pleases herself, sleeps around with a whole bunch of different men. Prostitutes her body, very sexual. Let's look up what a city girl means in the Urban Dictionary. Do y'all use the Urban Dictionary? It says a girl who don't give a F about no man in her bag one way or another. Not a HOE, but can be one. Okay, yeah, so city girl and young HO is the same thing. But I want to share with you guys this right here. For the lips of an immortal woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. So she talks a good game. But in the end, she's as bitter as poison, as dangerous as a double-edged sword. She talk a good game. She looks good. Everything she says just sounds good. But she's dangerous. She can kill you. She's poison. An immortal woman is a city girl. An immortal woman is a young HO. But in the end, she's as bitter as poison, As dangerous as a double-edged sword, her feet go down to death, her steps leading straight to the grave. What does that mean? It's no good. Just, she will lead you down a very bad path. A path of destruction. The path that nobody wants to go on. I mean, I would hope not. For she cares nothing about the path to life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize it. Can you imagine you're on a bad path and you don't even realize it? That's what's going on with society today. Don't even realize what they really doing. Don't even realize what's going on. But I have to clear some storage, but I just did. So let's keep this going because I was on the road, y'all. It says, so now my sons, listen to me. Never stray from what I'm about to say. Stay away from her. Stay away from who? The city girls, the young HOs. Okay. Don't go near the door of her house. If you do, you will lose your honor and you will lose to merciless people all you have achieved. Okay, so yeah. A prostitute is a dangerous trap. A promiscuous woman is as dangerous as falling into a narrow well. Ooh, don't do it. Stay away. They'll bite you. You don't want nothing to do with that. So all these women and young ladies calling themselves a young HO. I know people think it's just words. No, words have meanings. It's not just a word. Be a virtuous woman. Be a woman of God. Be a woman of integrity. A woman of dignity. Have some morals. Have some values. Have some standards. Don't go live life. Don't be out here living life without any rules. And who does that? Because you know what? You'll go to jail. You'll be in somebody's jail. You can't just be out here getting away with just anything. How life works. We gotta wake up and stop living in a fantasy. And that's what social media does. Social media, it has a lot of people living in a fantasy. We gotta live in reality. But that's why I made this channel. So I can bring reality to life. Because I'm tired of this fantasy stuff. I'm tired of some of these trends. I'm tired of, I mean, you heard it from Young Miami. She wouldn't want her daughter being she want her daughter to be different. Why is that? You gotta ask yourself, why wouldn't you want your daughter to be what you're pushing? Because she know that something is wrong with that. And then this video is not to bash her. It's not to bash anybody. But this video is really about the trends that I see out here on social media and how we can fix them, how we can be better, how we can do better, how these trends aren't as harmless as you think they are. They got some harm to them. But do you want to stick around and find out and see what kind of harm? No. But I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.